I've been working, cooperating with some Russian professionals from the Union of Trade Fairs in St. Petersburg with Mr. Alexeyev, who I gather you just talked to, and we put together a special supplement for our magazine about Russia and its developing mice industry. And it's something that I've been watching for a few years, firstly at Expo Forum in St. Petersburg, not to mention the Moscow convention centers that are there, and the history of the World Cup and the Sochi Winter Olympics has all brought a critical mass for Russia with a great opportunity to seize for the mice industry. And being interested in Russia myself, I wanted to come here into the hinterland to see what Yekaterinburg had to offer for mice professionals and for delegates, of course, who are our readers of my magazines. And of course there are some possible psychological barriers, the distance, for example, from Western Europe, and the visa question, which we've discussed at the forum today. But of course, in this industry, a lot of people have been everywhere in the world, and they're looking for something new. And I believe Russia and Yekaterinburg can offer this, because there is a huge industrial weight, history and potential, and that means those sectors can also produce conference material. So for example, if you come here, you can tap into specialists in lots of fields, and this is something I will write about in my reports, as well as finding the tempo of growth. So Yekaterinburg also, as you well know, has lots of skyscrapers, and certainly people in my country don't know this. And therefore it's dynamic and offers a lot, and surrounding areas in the Urals to take this industry as a serious sector that it in its own right. For example, if you're an events professional in America, you actually have your own tax code. It's considered an occupation, and there are professional standards and professional gradations of as you progress through your career. In some other countries this doesn't exist, and therefore if you say you're an exhibition organizer or an events professional, they say, oh, what's that, something to do with tourism or hospitality maybe? So first of all, you need to graduate these cadres from universities to staff these wonderful buildings that you have in Russia, and then I think we can talk about Russia leading. But at the moment Russia needs to not reinvent the wheel and spend lots of money on its own path, but to follow some international practice. And Mr. Kalachov and his bureau were in Frankfurt recently at the big IMEX show, which is our industry's holy grail of an exhibition about exhibitions and congresses. And he did a great job with his team, and they brought some games into the exhibition to maybe take on this preconception of Russia as being a very maybe sometimes formal country, so that we could really see the Russian spirit coming through. So it's not just about exchanging business cards. You have to engage people with experiential behavior and sell your country's soul in a good way. Not just the capacities, and talk about figures and fact and statistics. Well, the countries who've won marketing awards, for example, it's not always about money, and Norway won one of our marketing awards for a very simple campaign showing its pureness of nature. So they had a naked man standing on a rock, welcome to Norway. And you felt this pureness that, yes, it'd be exciting to go there, just from a very simple image. This one example. The Scandinavian countries do very well on sustainability issues and green issues, and they market very strongly there, because a lot of corporations need to show that they're taking their big event to a country that supports sustainability, sustainable practices with their conventions, so they don't throw all the carpet straight in the incinerator after the show, that they use water, not in plastic bottles, and all of this stuff mounts up. So if you're bidding, let's say as Yekaterinburg, for a conference of 5,000 surgeons from around the world, they will ask you, what is your sustainability policy in the building? And if you don't have that, you don't even get considered for the shortlist. So these things can be tapped into by your international representatives and then brought into the venues and practice in this country.